Alright, another MG42 update, and just started working on the barrel shroud today. And so yeah, just got a semi-hardened paper, like 4-6 layers paper, just drew out the diagram and little simple specs, I guess, and cut out the little slots and preform some of the areas that needs to be bent in or out. And so yeah, here's the upper portion here. As you can see, it's a little flimsy thing, and so just getting the basics out that are drawn out, I guess. So here's a slot for the rear sight. This is where the AA sight mount will go, and of course the front sight. And so what I'll probably just end up doing is make the top, left, right, and bottom side of the barrel shroud, and make sure they fit together, and then just glue the edges together and just add more layers of paper over it. So still needs to do a lot of things. Still need to make a lot of parts like the bushing and barrel guide and booster cone and such. But yeah, just getting there little by little. And little by little, I mean, I only work on these things for maybe 2 or 3 hours a day. So yeah, don't expect me to whip this thing out in 2 or 3 weeks, because I'll probably take several months. I mean, I technically could finish this in maybe 2 or 3 weeks, but that just implies that non-stop, zero sleeps and such. So that's just not something I'm gonna do. But yeah, I mean, I get bored too, just doing the same thing over and over every day. But so just try to do little by little. But anyways, pretty much all the stuff I get, the sources are from Google. So if I can find it, then you should be able to as well. And just look up, keep looking around for an hour or two, and I'm sure you'll come across something. And I'll tell you flat out, majority of the things, they're not gonna have a blueprint, because they just don't. Unless it's a real famous gun like the 1911 or maybe AK, I don't know. I've only seen 1911 blueprint, MG42 sort of blueprint-ish kind of thing. But you just have to look up specific terms like diagram, specification, what else? Measurements, or particular part names like a recuperator or barrel door or a booster. I mean barrel guide. I mean excuse me, barrel bushing. And sometimes you just get lucky and find ones with the measurements and stuff. And sometimes you just get pictures or diagrams. So you might, majority of the times you'll just get pictures and diagrams. You have to work with that. But majority of these things are pretty much located in blogs or forums where they have people build their like MG42 kits or AK kits. So just keep your eyes open for blogs and forum sites, I guess. They have a lot of good information, a lot of people asking questions and answering them. So yeah, and use multiple sources, don't just stick to one. It's better to have more. So if there's an error in one information, you can always go to the other and check it, or double check if a given measurement's right. So that's that. And this other person asked about how ejection works. So I'm assuming he's talking about in general. So just got a few sketches, quick little sketches. But although types and calibers may vary, the concept is almost exactly the same for most of it. There are some exceptions, but majority of it is basically the same. So you have some sort of ejector or ejector slots and extractor on the other side. So these two are always on the opposite sides, and what determines the direction of the ejection is the orientation of the extractor. If the extractor is on the left, it'll eject the left. If the extractor is on the top, it'll eject from the top. If the extractor is on 45 degrees to the left, it'll eject 45 degrees to the left. Or, you know, depending on where the ejector or the ejector slot is. But so in the case of MG42, you have the extractor on the bottom, so, and the ejector on the top, so the cartridge will eject from the bottom. And you know, you also have a bunch of different types of ejector, like the plunger type and fixed blade and spring-loaded retracting types and such, but the concept is all the same. So this, you know, some people ask, you know, my ejector is not working or the cartridge doesn't eject. That might be because maybe the ejector is not contacting the rim of the cartridge, or maybe the ejector spring or the extractor spring is not tight enough, I guess, to really grab onto the rim of the cartridge, because if it's loose, it's just gonna, you know, give up and let go of the thing, and it's not gonna eject and cause jam. So just gotta make sure the spring tension of the extractor is, you know, good and solid, so it just gets that tight grip on the cartridge and just holds it there. And if it does, you know, it's gonna have no problem kicking it out as long as you keep the basic concept. So that's pretty much it, and you know, I'll probably try to answer some more questions people have along the ways, and just try to work on this little by little. So thanks for watching.